On the mat. To get ready, Leo from Eric Agaman, red corner. Henry immediately blue corner for 10 points. To get ready, Yoko Fortune, red corner, Nicole Yama, blue corner, for first and second position, fully paid. Yoko Fortune, red corner, Nicole Yama, blue corner, for first and second position in the 12 to 14 years category. So you get ready. Logo and Inyaba. Yogo and Inyaba, stand down. Yogo Fortune and Inyaba, stand down. Yogo Fortune, stand down. Inyaba in the blue corner, stand down. Coaches for Inyaba and Yogo, stand down. Rather to get them defensive and among -60 kg weight. Get ready. Dixon Apolache in the blue corner, get ready. Dixon Apolache in the blue corner, and among in the red corner, get ready. Dabo in the blue corner, contain the fourth position, -65 kg. Before we go for the next bout, We will now take a short break from the bar and take a swim from this. Can you stand up, please?
Nation of Ghana, Mr. Kichi Kode, also of Embassy of Japan. I also like to thank our friends from the media and the great Jamal group led by Steve O. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's competition marks the 60th anniversary of Ghana-Japan cooperation and also marks the 20th anniversary of Ghana Karate-Do Federation. Now, this year is special because now karate has been made part of the Olympic Games, and our vision is Tokyo 2020, where karate will be taking place. So once again, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our Japanese ambassador, and every time we like to play Oliver Twist. We appreciate all the help that they've been giving us over the years. This is the 5th edition of the Japanese Ambassadors Championship. And we are humbly asking that come next year, at least the embassy will sponsor the best athletes to the Okinawa Championship in Japan. And we are very hopeful that our very good friend and brother, the ambassador, will work towards that effectively, and then it will become a true vision. Now, we'd also like to extend a very big thank you to the president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Mr. Ben Nudu-Mensah. Let's give him a big round of applause. Now, the interesting part is that I happen to be a board member of the Ghana Olympic Committee. He's not just my president, he has been my school prefect before. So he has always been my boss. He has been very supportive financially to the federation as well. He's provided some level of support before we went to Spain for the Juniors World Championship. So very big thank you, Mr. President. We're most grateful. Now, on to you athletes. You should congratulate yourselves for being part of this year's program. Give yourselves a very big round of applause. I'd like to encourage each and every one of you that you must keep on training and make sure you excel in every aspect of karate. Remember that you're not doing karate for anyone but yourselves. Now, karate is part of the Olympics. So we have big championships ahead of us. We've got the Olympic Games, we've got Commonwealth Karate Championships, we've got World Championships for seniors and juniors, And then we've got the African Games as well. And then we've got our zonal championships. So there's a lot of work for each and everyone to do. So you must make sure that you train besides the days that you go for training in your various clubs. So ladies and gentlemen, our concern and focus is going to be on the youth. They are future leaders. In a couple of years, I'm sure some of you will not be on the tatami again. But for the youth, we expect to see great talent come from each and every one of you. Each one is a potential medal winner for our country. So be sure and be safe every time you train. Be positive in your training. Be positive psychologically. Be mindful that when you're successful, the reputation is yours. You make a name for yourself, you make a name for the nation, and you make a name for your family as well. Very, very important. Right now, I'd like to encourage all of you once again that after this competition, you don't sit down, relax till you hear there's another competition. Please, please, please. We keep saying as karatecas that we begin not to end, but to continue. Is that right? Okay. So I'll not waste too much of your time. I'm sure you're all in the fighting spirit. I want us to enjoy this program and then make it better and better. Thanks again to each and every one of you. To our
President Melvin Brown, Ghana Karate Do Federation President. Thank you. I will now call on the GOC President. Without him, you cannot get money.
My formal address. When Mr. Melvin Brown spoke that we were in school together, one thing that he didn't tell you is that we used to do karate and he used to beat me up real good. You know, sometimes when we grow, you meet your seniors who maybe when you were in Form 1, they were much bigger than you, but 20 years later, you meet them outside and you could see that you are much, much bigger and stronger than them. And sometimes you feel like, you know, sometimes I get the same feeling. But when I see Senior Melvin Brown, he's still stronger and he's still more powerful. So I dare know, you will be beating more than I used to beat you. Senior, thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Japanese ambassador, Your Excellency board member, my senior, Mr. Melvin Brown, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, especially our beautiful ladies from the Japanese embassy. Thank you all very much. I think that's, I was expecting to, of course, I knew the High Commissioner was going to come, but I didn't know that he was going to come with all those very helpful ladies who in years past have been very supportive of karate. And I'm very grateful to you ladies and of course the High Commissioner. If you care to know, the Japanese embassy has not only been very helpful to Taekwondo, they've supported most of our so-called lease finance sports. So we at the GOC have always been very grateful to the Japanese embassy for what they are doing for sports like baseball. I don't know those of you who have gone to Laboni Secondary School. You will see that we have a nice baseball pitch there. It was done through the Japanese embassy. They've also been very supportive to Taekwondo, Judo, and a lot more of our lease finance sports. And we're very grateful to them. Your Excellency, we extend our gratitude to the people, the government and people of Japan through yourself, that Ghana, we're very grateful to your support for the development of our sports in this country. Stan, thank you very much for all the coordinating work. Stan works with the Japanese embassy, and he's always made sure that we get the maximum support we can from the Japanese embassy. Stan, thank you very much. Well, fellow practitioners, it's always good when you see young kids like this taking up into sports. One thing that sports can do for you, once it makes you disciplined, and then it guarantees you a good future. Some of us did sports, and I can tell you that that is where it's taking us to. You can see Mr. Mervyn Brown, he still looks very, very good. But I can tell you that he's way, way past 50. I am more than 50 years old. That is what sports has done for us. We're still doing sports. Those of you who will have the chance to compete outside, it gives you a lot of exposure. It gives you a lot of, you meet people who are also doing karate, and through the interaction, you even get a chance to go and practice outside. So there are so many opportunities in sports. It's unfortunate that we haven't been as supportive as we should have been as a nation, as a people. Maybe in the past, we have focused so much on just one sporting discipline, and every single money that we have at the ministry has gone into this discipline. But let me assure you that there's a new minister and there's a new focus. He keeps telling us that he's not going to be a minister for just one sporting discipline. He's going to be a minister for all sports. So all the challenges that you've had in the past, I am sure gradually these challenges will be addressed. I know in the past it's been very difficult for you to go for international championship. Recently, I know that your president went out for international championship. He had to pay for the cost himself. I've had a chat with the minister, and the ministry is taking steps to make sure that whatever money was involved, it's refunded to the federation. So there's a lot of hope for us. I've been a bit disappointed how in the past, at least finance sports has not received any attention. But I can see a lot of lights at the end of the tunnel. What we can do is that you guys should just focus on your game, focus on your practice, focus on your championship, and then leave the administrative and then the hustling work for us to do. I can also assure you that at the GOC, our policy is to give maximum support to all the federations, especially karate and the physical sports. You know that I come from weightlifting. I'm also the president of weightlifting. So anything that has to do with physical sports, I'm a bit biased towards it, especially when especially when your president used to beat me up in school, and he can still beat me up when I don't work well. So let me assure you that at the GOC, we're going to do our best for all the disciplines, especially karate group. Let me on behalf of the board say congratulations to you and to the federation. You hardly find federations being able to raise or being able to find sponsors to organize championships like this. And I think that a lot of credit must go to your president and the board members. This is something that we all crave for. We are very happy that at least, even when in the past, government or the ministry did not see to the development of our sports, most of these federation heads have taken it upon themselves, and that is why today we can still talk about karate, we can still talk about kickboxing, we can talk about weightlifting, and we can talk about taekwondo. It is because individuals who are committed to the game are making sure that the game is alive and doing well in Ghana. Mr. Mervyn Brown, thank you very much for keeping the sports alive. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again congratulations to you, and I wish you all the best.
Please put your hands once again together for the GOC President, Benjamin Nunu Mensah. Put your hand. Thank you. Mr. Patrick Anyinoho is in our midst. He is the Secretary General for Ghana Karate Do. Good job for us. Kofi Anyinoho, thank you very much. His Excellency, the Japanese Ambassador to Ghana.
President, Ghana Olympic Committee, President, Ghana Karate Association, and his excellent team, distinguished karateka in Ghana, friends of media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Konnichiwa. Okay, thank you. Very good. I'm pleased and honored to be here to join the 5th Japan Ambassador Karate Championship. As Marvin said, this year marks 60th anniversary of Japan-Ghana diplomatic relations. The relation between Japan and Ghana is long, deep, and very friendly. And at the same time, let me congratulate the 20th anniversary of Ghana Karate Do Association. Karate is a new discipline in 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. And we have now less than 1,000 days up to Tokyo Olympic Games. Recently, it is decided that Karate Kumite will be done in the Olympic Games by 3 weight categories. So all preparations are now advancing. And today's championship is one step to Tokyo Olympic Games. And of course, some of you will join and fight in the regional karate games, matches, and then international matches as well. Frankly speaking, it is not easy, very challenging to join the Tokyo Olympic Games. You have to go through those regional and international matches and qualified and represent the country, your country, Ghana. I really look forward to welcoming many Ghanaian karateka in Tokyo in 2020. So today's match, I hope, is contributing to increase your skills. Yeah, thank you. I look forward to witnessing exciting, breathtaking matches from now on. And I hope all participants will perform your best matches. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Watching in the red corner, Yaba in the blue corner, fighting now. Dilashon, red corner, Uzbekistan, blue corner, get ready. Also to be getting ready in the minus 50 kilogram weight category. Emmanuel Lucy in the red corner, Felix Amo in the blue corner. Get ready now. Sheila Ashon, red corner, blue. Elisa, blue corner. Kanja, red corner, that is Dr. blue corner. Fighting now from the red corner. Get ready. Jason Akolache, red corner. Emmanuel Dodson, blue corner. Get ready, minus 75 kilogram weight. Minus 75 kilogram weight. Final. From the red corner, Raymond Asante. From the blue corner, Emmanuel Ajay. Get ready, minus 75 kilogram weight. From the red corner, Raymond Asante. Emanuela Gay, Al, Nicole Asante, Asa, get ready.
Come on.
The end of the ceremony and the Holy Blue Corner and Blue Corner for final.
male cutter with a male cutter. 8 to 11. First place, cash prize.
Please clap for the next applause. Good job. Show your body. Show up. Cash prize.
Cash prize.
This is great stuff. Red, loose. certificates down. Bring your certificates down so that we can see your medal. Mr. Danzo.
Please, after the medals, all the medalists, don't go yet. You need to have an interview. All the medalists, after the medals presentation, please don't leave. Minus 60 kilograms. Minus 67 kg. Minus 67 kg. Second, third place. Nuruddin Abubakar.
Nuruddin! Alex.
Emmanuel Botise. Emmanuel Botise.
Emmanuel. What?
Please join in the Japanese ambassador. Please remember, all the medalists, you are supposed to have an interview, so please don't go after the medal is given. Minus 84 kilograms.
Father is fighting. What are you doing? You come next year. You better come back. Go, Jeremy.
Kumite plus 84 kg. Nana Afe plus Micah. Hey.
You came all the way from Nigeria. You must be very happy this evening, yeah?
It was an amazing experience. I came all the way from Nigeria. It's quite a long distance to be here, but so far so good. The event was a success, and then for me, so many things were learned, and I hope I will work towards even improving. I won 1 silver and 1 bronze in the committee. It was a bronze medal. The kata was a silver medal. I hope, if possible, next year I will be here and I will even perform even better and greater than my performance today. But for me, it was a great experience to be here with the Ghanaians and everybody here to participate in this event.
Tell me, of the two experiences, your competitions back home and this one you just participated in, what is it? What are the differences or similarities? How do you think it goes like, comparing the two?
Well, not really much differences. All is karate. We do karate here, we do karate there. One of the differences is that in Nigeria we have so many athletes who are really on fire, and when you call for competitions like this, you find so many athletes. Before you could win a bronze medal, it's not easy. So whoever you see with a bronze medal, that is the 3rd or the 4th place, you should give kudos to them, because it's not even easy to wear the uniform of karate and come out that you want to compete. Kudos should be given to anyone who is who has the courage to come and compete. But so far in Ghana, the standard is good, the standard is high, everything is okay.
Once again, Paul, congratulations. Well done, well done. I know you're going to go back to Nigeria very, very happy tonight, yeah? Yeah, all the best.
Karate Association, and also to the Japanese embassy here in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, Edmond, you must be very happy tonight, right?
Oh, I'm happy, but I'm not fully happy because.
Why aren't you fully happy? You won a gold and a silver, right? Which categories are those?
I won gold in the kata and I won silver in the kumite. The reason why I'm also not happy, I'm not that kind of happy, is because I couldn't win the gold in the kumite.
What was your strategy going into the finals, and why wasn't it a success? What was your plan?
The reason, I actually focused mainly on the kata because it needs more energy and power. And when I was performing, I exerted all my energy and power during the kata performance. So when I was going to the kumite, like all the found that the energy was very low. But I had to psych myself very well. But unfortunately, my opponent had
all the same, you did very well. You did very well. Congratulations. So what's the plan? What's next for you? What's next for you in terms of karate competitions?
Yeah. What's next? This time around, I'm going to mature up everything. I'm going to increase my training level in both in the kata and the kumite. Actually, I wanted to ignore the kumite for some time, but with the look of things and the encouragement from the president and my other senseis and shihans, they want me to get back on form. So I'm going to now improve on both categories now.
Edmond, congratulations and thanks for speaking to us. Yeah.
Let me say, all went well. The way I planned it, the game that was planned, my coach instructed me well, and the gold was mine, as I promised.
So which category is this? You won a gold medal. In what category?
Yeah, that is minus 60 kilogram. Yeah, that is a lightweight. Let me put it like that. Yeah, lightweight for male senior committee.
So moving forward, what's the plan? What's your plan? What's next for you?
I'm planning probably in December having a championship in Nigeria, and also in January I have another championship in Senegal. So I'm planning to go for those championships and do well. But before that, this November, probably before the month will end, I would have to go to maybe Japan to do better there. Yeah.
Congratulations, Dixon. All the best. Yeah. That's me. You must be very happy tonight. Yeah, and tell me about it.
Well, it hasn't been easy. It's a hard work, you know. Getting gold medal is not easy. It requires a lot of hard work.
Going into the finals, what was your game plan? What did you plan to do, and how did it go well for you? Was it easy?
Well, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because my opponent has already also prepared to compete. But at the end of the day, I won the gold medal, and that's the most important.
So what's next for you? What's the plan from here?
Well, I'm ever ready. I'm prepared. Whatever competition the president and the board bring it on, we'll take it off. You know. Yeah.
Congratulations, Muniru. All the best. Yeah. Okay, you must be very happy today. Tell me about it. Tell me.
Bro, I'm really happy. What is so happy when you reap what you sow? Yeah. We train hard just for this and we win.
So going into the fight, what was your strategy coming into this whole competition?
My strategy is to absorb my opponent and attack, and I really made good use of it.
Which category did you participate in?
I was in the minus 67 category.
So tell us, going forward, what's your plan? What's the next step in your karate career?
Yeah, my next step is to move to other West African countries to go and compete, and also hoping to go to the World Championship to compete as well.
All the best, sir. Well done. Okay. Okay, Mr. Kodia, you have the nickname Karate Mayweather. Why that name?
Because I've took it 5 times. 5 times. Defending champion all the time. Since 5 years, I've took it 5 times. So that's why they give me that name.
Tell us, has it been easy over the past 5 years, facing all these opponents? How did you make it?
It's about training, about then determined. Determined to just get whatever I want to get. Rich.
So are you retiring or are you coming back next year?
Unless I reach out and I'll think with.
Okay. Tell me, over the past 5 years, who would you say has been your toughest opponent so far?
It's Patrick Amachi.
So tell us, from here, what's next for you? What's your in your career as a martial artist, as a karateka? What's the plan? What's next for you?
My next target is I'm trying to help the children to grow. That is my main aim. That's what I'm trying to do from next year going. Yeah.
Mr. Kodia, thank you so much and congratulations once again. Event with your presence. So you've been here for the most part of the evening. What's your impression of all this?
Well, first of all, let me say a big thank you to the Japanese embassy and then the Japanese community. I think it's been a wonderful championship. Over the years, they've supported karate-do. Not only karate, they supported taekwondo, they support judo, and even baseball. And I think that this is one of their numerous showpiece, and we're really grateful to them. I think overall it was a good championship, and I'm very impressed.
So going forward, as the president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, what would be your plan? What's your plan, or what would you put in place to support the sport of karate-do here in Ghana?
Well, I think it's not only karate-do that has a problem. If you look very well, most of our so-called least finance sports all have problems, and my vision is that as much as possible, whatever funding that the GOC is able to raise, we used to support these federations. If you recollect, not too long ago, we were able to raise some money from Anoka, about $150,000, which we distributed amongst the various sporting disciplines. It is my wish that at the beginning of every year, at least GOC can afford to give about 10,000 Ghana cedis for every federation, so they can use it for their annual programs and their development programs. So it's something that we're working on, and we're hoping that maybe by March of next year, we should be able to give all federations some money for their yearly programs.
Thank you so much, sir. May God bless you and help us to promote this. Okay, Mr. Melvin Brown, congratulations. This is one of the best tournaments probably we've seen in Ghana in recent years. What's your impression about all this?
Yes, I think for me, it's been good. We've seen good talents show up during this tournament, and it's a sign that we can go places in any international competition that we compete in. Yeah.
So, what's the next step for Ghana Karate-do? Taking it from here, what's the next agenda? What's the next objective for the association?
Well, the year is almost ended, but then come early next year, our vision is our plan is to bring in experts from the World Karate Federation to help us locally, and then with the good finances, we'll also send our instructors out there, to learn some new things and then impart onto our athletes, because we need to sharpen our edges, ready for international competitions because we're ready to be in the rankings now.
With regards to our local sporting authorities, what plan do they have in place to help with the sport of Karate Do grow, if any?
That's a good question. I wish I could speak, thoroughly for them, but I can only guess that they have good intentions, but we haven't seen it yet. Like I said some time back, I've been in the office almost 4 years, and we haven't had a penny from the government. It's sad though, but then we'll still try in our own ways to keep the federation running. We can only appeal to corporate bodies, individuals, especially those who have warts in karate and other sports, to come on board and then help us. If we're not careful, sponsorship goes to one place, soccer, and it gets choked over there. They must spread it. The good thing is karate, for example, hasn't got a big budget like soccer. Our budget is probably like a third or probably even a tenth of soccer budget. So we need that support. And it shouldn't be that because we haven't seen any medals come internationally, it means we must not go out there. No. We need the exposure. We need the rankings. We need the medals. We need the reputation. So we will not give up and go all out.
Thank you.
As the president, what do you think why should people be motivated to come, like the corporate body and the government itself, to bring itself into this game?
Yeah, if you compare, say, karate to soccer, soccer, a whole team brings one medal or one cup, one trophy. Yeah, but for karate, you have various people, we have various weight categories, fighting to bring in medals, besides kata category as well, you see. And putting that aside, karate is a whole different ball game altogether in terms of protecting and building your health, discipline, For me, I always say karate is one of the best ways to keep the youth off the streets. So I think that it's a good thing for us to look at.
Thank you so much, Mr. Melvin Brown, and more grace to the elbow.
Thanks so much for all the support. Bless.
Yes.